Okay, so you're going to get your exam paper and your test paper, and the first thing you're going to do is you're going to get a pen that works. Okay, so you're going to write there the distance formula. AB is equal to, this pen works quite nicely on this, whatever's going on here. X1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. Okay, distance formula. This is if they tell you length, if they tell you distance, you put the points in here. Very easy. If you need an isosceles triangle, you find this point, this point, this point, you make 3 lines, there you go. Bob's your uncle. Number 2 is the big M, which is the midpoint. The midpoint is the average. It's really just the average of the x's and the y's. I wonder if this gives color. Of the x's and the y's. So x1 minus plus x2, sorry. y1 plus y2 over 2 over 2. There you go. You're going to draw it very neatly. Okay, so midpoint. That's the x and this is the y. Number 3 is my favorite, which is going to be the small m, which is going to be gradient. Gradient tells you how it moves, how on your graph this moves, or how this moves as it goes along, how it moves. How does your car accelerate and decelerate as it goes along the x-axis and the y-axis? I wonder how to erase here. This is probably not erase, hey? Definitely not erase. I think this is paint. Ooh, I'm making a lovely mess here. Sorry. Okay, so next one, very importantly, because it's the one we neglect sometimes, is come on, is M1 times M2, the gradient of line 1 times the gradient of line 2 is minus 1 if it is perpendicular or if there's a 90-degree angle. Okay, very important. As soon as you write out these 4 things, you've probably got about more than 50% of your marks, because you just pop in your values. You don't have to think about what the formula was, what to do with it. You just carry on. Okay, let's see. Okay, cool. Now that you've written out your formulas, you're ready to start. Question 3.1. This is November 2016. Let's get a nice color. Question 3.1. Show that a triangle ABC with vertices blah 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 is an isosceles triangle. Yes, that's 4 marks. That's incredible. 4 marks, 4 marks, 4 marks. Done. Why? You've got the distance formula 3 times. If you want to write out that triangle and go A, B, C, you're welcome to. You need to get, okay, bird. You need to get A to B, distance formula. Use those points. You need to get B to C, distance formula. Those points. You've got 4 marks just because you wrote out your distance formula. Then you've got, this is not quite a color, hey? This is like A to C, which is distance. Now in your test, please make sure you get all your minuses. When you put them into brackets first. So if you have to say x1 minus x2 squared, make sure number 1, very importantly, if there's a minus here, put it in a bracket, because a minus times a minus is a plus. You're going to get zoomer numbers if you start to leave out some of the minuses. Number 2, anything minus 5 times minus 5. A minus times a minus is a plus, always. A minus times a minus is a plus. And so minus 5 times minus 5 is going to be 25. Minus 6 times minus 6 is going to give you 36. Minus 108 times 108 is going to give you a plus. They're all going to give you pluses. And therefore, when you're using your distance formula, NB, 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 you're never going to have a minus. You're never going to have something like, I think the pen just turned off. Let's see. La la la. You're never going to have something like this. Minus 36 plus minus 81. Why? In the distance formula, you're squaring whatever's in there. After you've squared it, this minus, even if there's a minus there, it becomes a plus because it's a minus 6 times a minus 6, giving you 36. You never, ever, ever, after you've squared it, you're never, ever, ever going to get a negative number. For now. Later on, we work with I. I is an imaginary number, which gets super exciting, but that's only in university. Okay, so if I've got some random number like a minus 5 here squared, that is going to give you 25. You're always going to get from this, you're going to get a positive number. Very importantly, anything squared is a positive number. Always, always, always. In these questions, if you get an isosceles question, it's probably not going to be that it's not equal. At this stage, they're going to probably make it equal. If it's one question, if it's in a test and you got like 5 different questions of isosceles, which you won't get, but if you're in a test and you got 5 different questions of isosceles, maybe one of them, maybe 2, will be statistically speaking not isosceles triangles. So if you get AB to be the square root of 100 and you get BC to be the square root of whatever, 36, and then you get AC to be the square root of 10946. Something has possibly gone wrong if you've got the square root of 10946, okay, because it's nothing like these, and that is a bizarre triangle. That would be like triangle forever, and then this side wouldn't be able to reach that side. It just wouldn't work. It would almost be a straight line, but then this would have to match that a little bit more. So go back and see if maybe your minuses went to the wrong place, or. My matric teacher used to say more haste, less speed. So try to be more neat and try to be very, very aware of your minuses, because you don't want to go back. More haste, less speed. More haste, less speed. Means if you haste a lot, you're going to have to go back, and then that's going to drain some of your time. Okay, cool. 4 marks. Just from writing down your distance formula, you just got 4 marks. Well done. Cool. In the diagram below, we've got a kite, and there's A, there's B, there's AD is equal to DC. Cool, because it's kite. Cool. And then we've got some more equal stuff here. We've got AB equal to BC. Nice. D is a point such that AD is parallel to the x-axis. Ooh, parallel to the x-axis. That is fantastic. What does that tell us? Immediately, as soon as you get this, do not stop, go. You need to see this. If I'm on... If I have a line that's parallel to the x-axis, so if this line is parallel to the x-axis, this y coordinate is 5. That means that this is 5, and this is 5, and this is 5, because its gradient is 0. It's not going anywhere. So everywhere here, there are different x's, but they all have y coordinate of 5. 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5, 5. Y is equal to 5 over the entire thing. What does that also tell us? It's probably going to pop up in the questions. That means that whatever this D is, it has an x value, and its y value is 5. Its y value is 5. Its y value is 5. Okay, cool. So AD is equal to, let's see, AD is equal to DC. I like this. And AB is equal to BC. Cool, I like that. D is a point, so it's parallel. Ooh, AD is equal to 5. AD is equal to 5. So this is 5 units. It also makes this 5 units as well. Nice. 5 units. This is 5 and this is 5. Cool. CD is perpendicular. Okay, cool. That means it's also parallel to the y-axis if it's perpendicular. It's perpendicular to the x-axis. The diagonals intersect at P. Whenever you see the word intersect, you're going to start to think midpoint. Okay. Now you've got all your information. Let's see. Quite like this turquoise. Maybe because I'm watching the rugby. Although I prefer green and gold. What show the coordinates of C are 8 and 0. Okay, we know it's 0 on the y-axis, obviously, because it's on the x-axis. Cool. Now, how do I get this length? And if you're not sure in the test, you're not going to be using a smart pen. If you're not sure in the test, draw a line. And then if you can find another line that you can draw with it, oh, hello, there's that line. Now, how long is this line? Well, we know that this is 5 units, but how long is this? Well, A's point tells us the x value of A's point is 3. So the length of this line would be 3 plus 5, which is 8. And because it's perpendicular, it's not going off at some weird tangent. So it's not doing this and it's not doing this. Because it's perpendicular. Because it's perpendicular, it means that this point, this x is the same as this x point. So if I can find D's x point, I'm done. And I know that D's x point is 5 plus 3. So D's x point must be 8, and because it's parallel to the x-axis, it's 5. So 8 and 5. Cool. Which means the C is 8 and 0. Cool. Nice. Like it. Like it a lot. Write down the coordinates of point P. The coordinates of point P. This is interesting. The coordinates of point P. What was your second? Your second formula. What's your second formula? It was the McDonald's formula. Midpoint. The big M. Midpoint is equal to x1 plus x2 over 2. And that's for the x and the y. So let's check out this x. So what are we doing? Coordinates of P. So here's our x, x1, x2. And even if we didn't find this to be true, we at least know in the test, we at least know it's 8 and 0. So you're going to pop your 3 and your 8 in there, and then you're going to divide by 2, pop your 5 and your 0 into y and divide by 2. So you should get some nice numbers. Let's see. 11 divided by 2 is, and 5 divided by 2. That's nice. Cool. And that's your x and your y coordinates. Calculate the gradient. Oh, gradient. I love gradient. Gradient makes the world make sense. Calculate the gradient of line BD. Gradient of line BD. In your formulas. Formula. In your formulas. Look at your formulas. Formulas. What is your gradient? Formula. It's this little one of, and I'm going to write there BD is equal to the change in y over the change in x, which is y2, and we just found D, and you can find it again and write down how you found it, because there were 2 marks. And your D was, how much was it? It was 8 and 5. So you're going to say, oh, remember your signs. Please remember your signs. Be very careful with your signs. Even write a note to yourself. Careful with signs. Okay. Careful with signs. Minuses, and put them into brackets. So I've got B to D. I can say change in y. So 5 minus 4. 5 minus 4. Please put that minus there, because that makes 9. It doesn't make 1. Okay, cool. Y is 9 over the change in x is what's x? X is going to be 8 minus 1. 8 plus 1 is 9. The gradient of this is 1. It looks like it's 1 because the gradient of y is equal to x is here. And that's kind of like 1, kind of. So it looks about right. Gradient is 1. So it would be y is equal to mx plus c, y is equal to x plus c. Interesting. Cool. Please check your signs. Careful with your signs. Okay. Calculate the length of AC. Okay, cool. If this is the midpoint, where is this? Anyway. Okay, cool. So length is your keyword. What formula did you use for length or distance? Exactly. For 2 marks, you just pop in your values. Length of AC. I know that C is 8 and 0. So I'm going to go AC is equal to the square root of x1 minus x2 squared plus y1 minus y2 squared. AC is equal to some fantastical number. What number could it be equal to? I'm going to say square root of 50. Square root of 50. Cool. Calculate the area of the kite. Okay, this is really interesting because you could do it in 2 different ways. The kite in my that's the thing that's recording. The kite in my mind is two triangles. I see 2 triangles. Okay, how do you find the area of a triangle? I say half base